and welcome to the third edition of the ABZ Football Review Preview Show, where we talk about the key fixtures in the English Premier League, Spanish La Liga, the Serie A, Bundesliga, and the League On. But for this edition, we'll be focused on the top four battle in the Premier League and the El-Clasico, that's the Real Madrid versus Barcelona. My name is Bolu and joining me for today's edition is Obuwale Joba. Joba, let's start with the Premier League. The top four. I think Man City have, it's about when they win the Premier League, not if they win. But the battle for the top four is still very much alive. Manchester United in second with 60 points, Leicester City in third with 56 points, West Ham United in fourth with 52 points, Chelsea in fifth with 51 points, Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool with 6 and 7, they have 49 points. And don't forget, Everton is still somewhere behind them. Now this weekend, third and fourth will be facing off. That's Leicester City versus going away to London Stadium to play West Ham United. And Manchester United will also be going away to play Tottenham Hotspur. Let's look at the Leicester City away to West Ham United game first. What do you think will happen in this game after 90? Because there are just 4 points between both of them. And Leicester also chasing to make the top four. They are 4 points behind second place by United. The first leg of this game ended 3-0 in favor of West Ham at the King Power Stadium. This time around, both of them need victories. They need to win. Joba, what do you think will happen after 90 minutes?
You know, it's actually funny that at the start of the season, West Ham were not even tipped to even finish inside the top 10. Now they are punching above their weights. They could actually qualify for the Champions League given their form this season. So it promises to be an interesting battle at the Olympic Stadium, where they will take on Leicester. They won the first leg at the King Power Stadium, 3-0. I think that was the first real statement of intent from the team early in the season. And West Ham go into this game on the back of a 3-2 victory at the Molineux, where they beat Wolves, while Leicester City lost 2-0 to Manchester City last time out. This game is kind of tricky for Leicester because they were also in the same situation last season, where they actually stayed in the top four for most parts of the season, only to miss out on the final day. And it is looking like history is going to repeat itself right now. They are just 4 points ahead of West Ham, and should they lose the game to the Hammers on Sunday, that means they will be just 1 point ahead of David Moyes' team. And should Chelsea pick up a point, also pick up points at Selhurst Park, and maybe Tottenham also cause an upset by defeating Manchester United, it gets tricky and dicey for Leicester. And their run of games, like their final run of games, is actually like tricky on paper. So they can't afford to lose this game against West Ham. But I'm sure that West Ham will be fired up. They will be buoyed up by their last performance at Wolves. So it promises to be an interesting encounter.
Now let's go to the big game of the weekend in the Premier League. That's Manchester United going away to play Tottenham Hotspur. You can call it the Jose Mourinho derby because remember I coached Manchester United. Now Harry Kane is in form. Tottenham here, they've not been so convincing, but Harry Kane has been a different player entirely. His ball style has changed. His positioning has changed. He's having more assists this season than he has had in his career. Now it will be against a Manchester United who have one of the best away records in the Premier League. United can lose 10-0 at home, but just forget it. When they're going away from home, you know you're in trouble. One interesting stat is Bruno Fernandes has not lost an away game in the Premier League with Manchester United. Now they'll be going against a tricky Jose Mourinho Spurs. When both of them will face up at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, what do you think will happen? Who do you think will laugh last after 90 minutes?
I think for Manchester United, there's only one mission for them, and that's the revenge mission. Early this season, it was the Jose Mourinho's masterclass. They went to Old Trafford and they trashed Manchester United 6-1. I think that was the last time. That was the first time since Manchester City also went to Old Trafford, and that was the first time Manchester United scored and considered 6 at Old Trafford since Manchester City also beat them 6-1 in 2012. So it will be a revenge mission for Manchester United. And they're going into this game, they are the informed team. They beat Granada on Thursday night in the Europa League in Spain. So they are looking good for the Europa League semi-finals, which is actually an important important tournament for them. But for Spurs, I'm actually worried about Mourinho's future at Spurs. They drew 2-2. They threw away another lead again at St. James Park last weekend, where they drew 2-2 against Newcastle. This game is actually more important to Spurs than Manchester United. Because anything short of the full maximum points could see Spurs miss out on Champions League football. So it is really, really, really an important game for Jose Mourinho. I know Jose Mourinho will try to set up conservatively. You won't go out and all and attack. Because if Spurs play an open game, I think United will find it easy for them. So I think Jose Mourinho will try to be cautious in his approach. But looking at the form of both teams, I will still give Manchester United the edge. They have the players back fit. Marcus Rashford played yesterday. Paul Pogba is back. Edison Cavani is back. Bruno Fernandes is still there. The only injury worry they have right now is just Anthony Martial. You can also say the same for Spurs, but their form of late has not really been impressive. So I'll probably give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men the edge in this one. But it is Jose Mourinho who will want to definitely prove a point also. So it should be like a close encounter. But I think United will edge out this one.
Joba, let me put you on the spot. We know City have picked the top spots. Which other three teams do you think will join them in the top four?
Top four. I think looking at stable right now, I think City and Manchester United are guaranteed to finish in the top two places. Now the third and fourth positions is still up for grabs, down to Everton, who are in 8th position, because Everton has a game in hand. So it depends on the team who is able to come up with an amazing run of form. You have just 8 games left now. Come up with an amazing run of form going into the last 8 games. I won't say on paper it looks like Liverpool, because they have like an easy run of games. I think the only big game they have right now is Manchester United at Old Trafford. Aside from that, on paper they should be able to win, go on an amazing run of form. So I'll probably go with Liverpool. I know the Liverpool fan bias may be in me, but I'll probably go for Liverpool. Then I'll also go for Chelsea just because of what Thomas Tuchel has done. I think Leicester City will have also a similar run to last season, where they ended up missing out on the top on the top four on the last day of the season. So I think Leicester will also miss out again. And I'm not sure if West Ham can keep up this amazing run. It would be nice. It would be nice to see West Ham get into the Champions League ahead of us, all the traditional big six side. But I'll say Liverpool and Chelsea will make the top four.
Well, that's Joba not giving hope to Brendan Rodgers' team. And I believe West Ham, even if they make Europa, to be a huge success for them. Now let's move to the one Jose Mourinho called the greatest game in football, that when they play, the world stands still for 2 hours. It's the El-Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. And the interesting thing about this fixture is, since in the days they took charge, the away team always have better results than the home team. That's why Real Madrid went to Camp Nou in the first leg and defeated Barcelona 3-1. This time around, they will play, yes, not at the Bernabeu Stadium where Messi loves. It will be at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium. First off, Joba, I want to ask you for a prediction here. Where do you think the game will be won and lost?
I think the game will actually be won. For Barcelona, we all know Ronald Koeman has done very well. He has done very well given what he has faced this season. But I think, let's be honest with ourselves, no matter the tactics it comes up with, it still depends on just one man, and that's Lionel Messi. all of Barcelona's
Versus
creative
Bobby that means a lot.
all of Barcelona's creative play will come from him. So it depends on the Lionel Messi that turns up. But for Madrid, I think where the match will be won will be in the middle of the park for Madrid. We all saw Toni Kroos against Liverpool on Tuesday. We saw Modric and we saw Casemiro. I think those three will be key. It will be interesting to see the kind of the midfield combination Ronald Koeman goes with. I know Frankie de Jong is dead start to start. Don't know who is going to partner the Dutch midfielder. So I think that will be interesting. Madrid will definitely miss the influence of Sergio Ramos. Nacho and Eder Militao did very well against Liverpool on Tuesday. And I think if you're on paper, if you look at it, Liverpool had three of the fearsome attacks on show on Tuesday night, and I think they did very well. So I don't think facing Messi, Griezmann, and maybe Ousmane Dembele should be a problem for them. Although we know Messi can just come up with his magic anytime, but I think the match is going to be won in the middle of the park. So that's what I feel.
Ronald Koeman's young boys have done well, like you rightly said, to a level. But against top oppositions, they've struggled. We saw them against PSG. We've seen them even against Barcelona in the first leg. So do you think the young boys will really step up this time? The battles I'd love to see, like you rightly said, the young guys in the midfield, the youngs, the Pedris, against the old guard of Casemiro, Toni Kroos, and Luka Modric. I'd also like to see the battle between Dest and Vinicius, because Dest is similar to Trent Alexander-Arnold, the lost driving force. Sometimes you see Dest in the 18 and you're like, is this guy a fullback or what? So I'd love to see how we would battle it out with Vinicius. But on the overall play, Madrid have more experienced players in the Clasico than Barcelona. Barcelona's defense have not been so convincing. Dembele looks to be in form. Now, let's put them position by position. Real Madrid's attack versus Barcelona's attack. Who do you think will win? Based on what we've seen this season.
I'll still go for Barcelona just because of one guy, Lionel Messi. Just because of that. On like if Messi turns up on that day, I don't think there is Nacho, Militao, Carvajal, and then Mendy could probably stop him. So I'll still go for Messi. And look at the form of Ousmane Dembele. He scored against Real Valladolid. He scored the winner against Real Valladolid. And Antoine Griezmann is actually a World Cup winner also. So Barcelona's attack is actually well stocked. But if you look at Madrid's attack, you have Karim Benzema, a man who is in form. I think he's actually been the best player alongside Lionel Messi in La Liga this season. Well, if you look at his supporting cast, you have Vinicius. I think Vinicius did very well against Liverpool, scored 2 goals on Tuesday. But I honestly don't think Madrid has that firepower compared to Barcelona. So I'll still go with Barcelona attack. So because I think they have the experience and they have the talent also to to beat any defense in the world.
Now I think we've spoken about that midfield, young guns, old guard. Both goalkeepers are outstanding. They've had good saves, good clean sheets, good defensive numbers. Let's look at the defense. Real Madrid will be without their defensive pair. That's Sergio Ramos and both World Cup winners. They will have Militao and Nacho Fernandez. Fullback, definitely respect Mendy to play. And on the right side, we don't know if Carvajal is fit enough, or he will decide to go with Lucas Vázquez. But to Barcelona, I don't even know who Barcelona's best defenders are. Piqué, Umtiti, Longley, and they are for the defense, who do you think would probably after 90 minutes make more mistakes? Because they say in football, without mistakes, you don't win games. Your opponent will probably miss a tackle or something that will allow you to score. So who do you think would make the most mistakes, or which defense do you think will be most or will be more leaky than the other?
Well, In fairness, I think Madrid's defense is actually very, very well stocked. They have experience, although they will be missing their two first-choice centre backs, Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane, who tested positive for coronavirus. I still think, and we have Nacho, who is actually a Spanish international. We have Militao. They still have Lucas Vázquez, who played right back against Liverpool and also a Spanish international. And there's Mendy also. So I think they've done very well. They've done very well. But for Barcelona, I actually worry for Barcelona because they're missing Piqué. So Coleman is likely going to start with his two French centre backs, which is Lenglet and Umtiti. Then on the flanks of Dest and Jordi Alba. I think Jordi Alba will be key to Barcelona's attack. His connection with Messi is always a delight to watch. But they are still susceptible in defense. They are always a suspect in defense. And if Madrid can hit them on the break and all that, I think Madrid has a chance. And they are just like, for example, Umtiti is just like one pass away from like is like an accident waiting to happen. You understand? So I think they will miss the influence of Piqué. They will miss the passing ability of Gerard Piqué. But so I think when you compare their defense, the defense of both teams, I think Madrid edge out this one, and I think Madrid are solid at the back. They are better at the back than Barcelona.
Your prediction? Are you going for Madrid, Barcelona,
or just because Barcelona right now they are undefeated in the league, since the turn of the year. So I'll go with. I think the momentum is with Barcelona, and given Atletico Madrid is playing Real Betis on Sunday, which is actually a tricky tie for Diego Simeone's men, I think Barcelona will want to capitalize on this advantage that they have. So I will probably go with a Barcelona's win just because they have the momentum, they are the form team right now, and they have Lionel Messi. But I expect Madrid to give them a match also. It should be an entertaining game. It should be end-to-end stuff. But I just expect probably Messi to come up with his one moment of magic, and I think that's what we'll see for Barcelona.
Well, you talk about Atletico, the Benito Villamarín Stadium is tricky for anybody. Real Madrid, Barcelona, when you go to Betis, you're in trouble. But Joba, before I let you go, do you think this weekend would go a long way to determine the shape of the La Liga at the end of the season?
Yeah, because this is how I see it. I feel Atletico Madrid will draw points against Real Betis on Sunday. And right now, I think a Madrid victory will probably be the best thing will be wonderful for Zinedine Zidane, because on paper, if you look at their last 9 games right now, I think we have just 9 games to go in the Spanish La Liga. So I think they have the easiest one in compared to Barcelona, who still have to play Atletico Madrid at the Camp Nou. I think Atletico Madrid has the most difficult one in. They still have Real Sociedad and they still have Barcelona to play. So going into this game, I think anyone who wins the match between Real Madrid and Barcelona will go on to win the La Liga title.
Thank you very much, Joba, for joining for today's edition of the ABZ Football Show. And
thank you
guys for watching. It's good to have you again. Don't forget, just like the page, subscribe. Subscription is free. Until we come your way another time, my name is Bolu. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.